This is Newslink. Now, the Blyvoor mine saga continues. The mine had to shut down for 2 weeks after a number of National Union of Mine Workers members were dismissed for taking part in a strike. It's reported the mine has started its own union and wants employees to be part of that. Well, eNCA's Govan Whittles is there for us now. Let's find out what's happening. Govan, a very good morning to you. Just give us some idea, the history of what's led up to us being there today. What has happened at this mine and what is happening there at the moment?
Thank you, Veka. Well, there's certainly a lot happening at the Blyvoor mine, and it's really had some tension between workers and the management, that following the murder of one of the representatives, we believe, of the company who was negotiating or speaking to a group of workers from, we believe, the SADC region. And this was, of course, first exposed in the Daily Maverick just a few weeks ago, and has been followed up by the NUM. And at the heart of this issue is the NUM members who are being forced to join the Blyvoor Workers Union because the company says it has a closed shop agreement with the union. And to put it into perspective, essentially the company has created its own union and is asking all the workers here, many of them who are members of the NUM, to resign that membership and join that union. And this mine is rich in South African history. In the 1940s, the Blyvoor mine was the first west of the Witwatersrand to start mining here. And in the 1960s, it had the highest per capita revenue in the world of all the gold mines. Interestingly, in 1998, this is also the town that Isidingo was set in due to its high earnings. But everything went downhill from 2013 when the mine closed down, and many of the buildings that are now being occupied by the workers were vandalized, and the businesses in this area really started to degrade. And it's all culminated now with this, what we could call a strike by the NUM members who've been dismissed from the company for refusing to join the Blyvoor Workers Union. I have Zimisele Ponti with me. He's the chairperson of the NUM's Carletonville region. He'll talk to us a bit about this. Mr. Ponti, thank you so much for your time. Just tell us what exactly is going on between the NUM and the Blyvoor Workers Union and what exactly you want.
Thank you. I think the challenge we're having here is where our workers, our members, are being deprived the right to belong to the union. And the company is protecting a certain union here that they created to protect them so that they can deprive workers their benefits and conditions of employment. Here the problem is that workers took themselves to say they must seek an alternative union from the one that has been created by the employer, because the reality is that they have no benefits. The Basic Conditions of Employment Act are not being applied and implemented fully here.
In terms of the view from the NUM, do you believe that what the company is doing is legal?
It is illegal to a dismal point, because we can't be talking about a company to comply on legislations and acts of our country at this time and age since 1995. We created these legislations and conditions through COSATO and government. But here today we have a company that is non-compliant as far as legislations are concerned. And their excuse is that they are being funded by American investors who are saying they cannot have pensions deducted. And this is South Africa, not America. If this is an effect of globalization, I think this must be apprehended as a matter of agency.
Okay, thank you so much. That's Zimisele Ponti. He's the chairperson of the Carletonville region. I also have Avela Mangli with me. He's the workers' leader. He represents the workers that have been dismissed or told by the company that they can't come back because they refuse to join the union. Avela, thank you for your time as well. Just tell me what it's been like since you guys were dismissed and how exactly that happened.
Can I speak my language, Xhosa? Nge-19 zikaMarch lesisiya emsebenzini as usual. Xa sifika emsebenzini sifika i-management yasivala. Xa isivala i-management isivalela uba ngabana ifuna usijoyinisa umbutho ekuthiwa i-Blyvoor Gold Union ngenkani. And we refused to join that union because we never knew about it from the start. basixelele into yoba ngabana kukho i-close shop abanayo, close shop agreement abanayo ne-union. I-question yethu ke ngoku ithi thina bekutheni singaxelelwa nge-close shop agreement sisaqashwa. Le nto sizawuzoxelelwa nge-close shop agreement ngoku sekudala sisebenza sesinee-complain esinazo abangakwazi uzilungisa abantu because sineengxaki esinazo abangakwazi uzilungisa aba bantu.
Okay, let me just come in there, Avela. Basically, he's saying that they were joining the NUM and then only later were told about the closed shop agreement. But what I'd like to find out is what is your current status at the moment? Are you an employee of the mine, and how will you move forward from here?
For now, I won't say I'm an employee of a mine. I won't say I'm dismissed because dismissals were sent by SMSs. And after those dismissals, we tried to negotiate with our management. In our negotiations, our management said they are uplifting our dismissals and those suspensions that were there, and they are renewing the contracts that they have with the other contractors in there. But after then, the management, the thing that made a blockage in all of this is the situation of that union. Because we told them that we want to go back to work, but one thing that must happen, we mustn't be forced with joining union. That's why everything started causing havoc.
Is that what is causing the violence and what led to the murder?
That's to the murder side. We don't know about the murder. We didn't know about the murder from the start. We were just told that Mr. Whittles was murdered at his own house. We don't know why was he murdered, and we don't know who murdered him. But we hear that there are allegations to some of our people, but those allegations, we don't know about them.
All right, thank you so much. That's Mr. Avela Mangli. Obviously, it's a very fluid situation, as you can see, Yuveka, but there is still a lot happening here. These workers that you're seeing are the ones that are unclear about their status within Blyvoor Gold Mine. They're NUM members, and they've refused to join the Blyvoor Workers Union. We have arranged to interview the general manager of the mine to get the official comment on what exactly is going on. But what we can see here is a lot of confusion and anger from these NUM members. For now, it's back to you.
That's very clear. Thanks very much, Govan Whittles there at Blyvoor Mine in Carltonville. He'll continue and to cover that for us. And, of course, very important that we get to hear from management as well. Let's take